This is the Preston Indians pregame show. Coming up, we'll take a look at tonight's game. We'll hear from the coach and look at the pregame stats, all leading up to tonight's action. You're listening to live coverage of the Preston Indians on 105.5 FM, AM 1340, and mylocalradio.com. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody, as we welcome you here to Preston Gym, as tonight the Preston Indians kick off the 2019-2020 season as they'll face the Shelley Russets here at Preston Gym. The Indians finished the 2018-2019 season with a record of 24-3 after a loss in the 4A title game against Idaho Falls last March, a game that went to overtime. Last year, the Indians also, in that process of winning 24 games, they beat Shelley twice during that time. For the Indians, well, they graduated some big players, have lost some players because of injury, but they're getting ready to go at it again and try to make another run toward a berth in the state playoffs coming up later on this season. For the Shelley Russets, coming off a tough season last year, they went winless, or they were 0-22 a year ago. The Russets have lost in total 25 of the last 27 games played. 3 of those losses came last year by 5 points or less, and it was only the second losing season for the Russets they've had since the 2005-2006 season. The most wins that Shelley has recorded in a season came the latest in the 2012-2013 year, I should say. That year they collected 23 wins. They were 23-7 overall. For Preston, they come into the game tonight here against Shelley, having beaten the Russets in each of the last 3 meetings. Last year, the Indians recorded a 45-36 win on opening night and a 73-41 win here at Preston Gym 2 weeks later. Overall, Preston held a 9-7 advantage over the last 16 meetings between the two teams. And between 2006 and 2009 seasons, Shelley had beaten Preston in 5 of 9 games played head-to-head overall between as far as the season overall record is concerned. For the Indians, Ty Hyde is back. Luke Smaley is back. Also back is Scott Dunn. He recovered from the broken arm he received in football, but they will not be having Cooper Hobson with them. He hurt a knee over the summer playing in Summer League basketball, and as Coach Jones will explain coming up in just a little bit, that he will be missed for pretty much the year. They don't really expect him to be able to come back and play at all anytime this season. Speaking of Coach Jones, we'll talk to him coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We'll also look at the keys to the game and the tip-off and starting lineups coming up just around the corner as well. Stay with us. This is Preston Indian basketball here on KACH.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome back here to the pregame show. Our pleasure to spend a couple of minutes with the head coach, Tyler Jones, before the season opener tonight against Shelley. Always an exciting time, isn't it? To be able to kick off a new season.
Yep, always. It's always, the first game of the season, you're excited and ready to get the year going, and we're excited about the group of boys we have back from last year. We have some good experience, and some new guys to throw in there with them, and hopefully, you know, we can get better as the season goes and have another great year.
How long did it take to get over the title game last March when by the time you got home and got everything put away? And how long did it take you to get over the loss in overtime?
Oh, and you know, we had a great year going in. You know, we had a whole new group, and they, I think, really overachieved all year. You know, they came together, they played as a team, and they got there. They're so close, though. You know, you get there and you want to win it, and we had chances. You go to overtime and that, and I mean, still, I mean, that drives you, though. And most of those kids were juniors last year, and now they're seniors, so I know their goal is to make it back there and have another opportunity, and that's what we're hoping for. But it's game one right now, and in order to do that, you got to take it a game at a time and get better as the season goes.
You mentioned you have a few new faces on the team this year. You do have some new faces on the team this year. Talk about a couple of those new faces, would you?
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, we got Luke back and Ty and Scott, who played a ton of minutes, and Garrett. Cooper Hobson tore his ACL this summer, and it's very doubtful that he'll play this year. So those are some big shoes to fill, and some of those guys we're hoping that can fill in. We had Kol Harris. He moved in this year from Salt Lake area. He played football, had a great year, and he's a good athlete. He'll start for us at the 4, and we expect a lot from him. Just hard-nosed, works hard, does the little things. And then Gabe Hammond's a junior, and Brecker Knapp, a sophomore, kind of come off the bench, give us some energy, and can shoot the ball well and do some things. We're hoping that as the season goes, they can get some experience and really contribute. And then Rhett Robertson is injured right now, but he should be back within a week, and he gives us some length, 6'5", to, you know, kind of fill in there with Ty a little bit and give us a boost.
As you start the journey here tonight in game one of the season, you know, it's a lot of steps to get to what the eventual goal is. And, you know, you got to make sure that each one of those steps is made correctly. And if anything goes wrong along the way, it can certainly derail the train, so to speak.
Exactly. And like you said, we play 21 regular season games, and then, you know, you have the district tournament, and we can have our preseason that prepares us for the conference play. And obviously you want to be seated high for the district tournament to give you a good chance to go to state. So the one goal we have always is, you know, we play really well at home. We've had a lot of success at home, and we always protect our home court, and it'll be great to start the season here tonight on our home court, and hopefully we can get off to a good start tonight.
You mentioned Ty and Scott and Luke all coming back from last year. How important are those guys to what will eventually be the goal for this year?
Huge. You know, last year as juniors, they, you know, had great seasons and put us in that opportunity. And then this year they come back as seniors, having been through that. You know, that experience is priceless. And their leadership, you know, will be big instrumental to these younger guys to hopefully, you know, grow and bond as a team and have each other's back throughout the year as we go into these battles and get better throughout the year.
Last year on opening night, I asked you about potential. I'm not going to ask you that this year because you certainly proved there was plenty of potential with this team.
Yeah, the talent's there. It comes down to every year. I mean, you can have the most talent in the world, but if you don't do things right, defend, rebound, execute, then it doesn't matter how much talent you have. So those are the things that's going to carry us like it has in the past. That's not going to change. We got to defend, we've got to rebound, and then do the little things, and that be a team. And you do that, then you can do great things.
Good luck here in the new season, and hopefully it'll end up in another trip to Boise.
Should be a lot of fun, and we're looking forward to a great year. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Coach Tyler Jones, back with more in the pregame show right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
And they're going to cut down the nets in Las Vegas.
Imagine a world with no basketball.
No, please, no, no, no!
Yeah, no thanks. Basketball lives here on the Aggie Sports Network.
Wednesday night, Utah State travels to San Jose to take on San Jose State. The pregame shows at 8:30. We'll tip the game off at 9.
Follow the Aggies all season long on 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH Preston, Cache Valley's home for Utah State athletics.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Kasasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Kasasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Kasasa?
We're glad you asked that. Kasasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Kasasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA.
This time of year, the weather can change quickly. That means the road conditions change quickly, too. If you usually feel stressed when you're driving as the weather changes, it might be because you don't have the right tires for the road conditions. Let West Motor Company help you choose the tires that will meet your needs. Take the stress out of your winter driving with a set of 4 new tires. Visit any of our dealerships in Preston or Logan today. West Motor Company, we do tires.
West Motor Company.
The keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Naylor Insurance.
Regardless of which insurance company you use, when you add a teen driver to your vehicle policy, your rates increase. This is Cheryl Kimball with Naylor Insurance in Preston. If you've got teen drivers, you need to know about the rate-saving plan offered through Mutual of Enumclaw Insurance. Teen Smart is an 8-hour program that, once completed, will lower your rates and make your teen a better driver. Savings and increased safety. It's a win-win. Call us today, 208-852-0810.
KACH. KACH.
Welcome back here to the pregame show as the Preston Indians get ready to take on the Shelley Russets here tonight to open up the 2019-2020 season. The JV team, they opened up their season well with a win over the Shelley Russets JV team by a score of 59-27. And I was just told that over in the old gym where the freshman teams are meeting, they are headed to overtime in that game. So we'll see if how Preston can do in the varsity game coming up here in just a few minutes as well. The keys to tonight's game, first of all, it's the first game. Run your sets, run your offense. New faces on the team, get used to playing together. Number 2, get everybody a chance to play. Get open to a big lead and where the bench guys can get in for some few minutes and get used and learn to playing together as a team. Lack of team depth showed itself at the state championship back in March. And finally, number 3, you enter the season with guys still recovering, nicked up, or out for the year. Conference is just around the season. It'll be here around the corner. It'll be here before you know it. And the overall health of the team is important when talking about depth on the bench as we get toward the state playoffs. We'll take another timeout. We'll come back, but first a reminder that the keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Naylor Insurance. For life, home, and auto from Mutual of Enumclaw, stop by Naylor Insurance on State Street in Preston or call 208-852-0810. Take a break. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston. After a big win on the road at Twin Falls, the Great Basin Conference 10 leading Preston Lady Indians return home on Thursday to host the annual Indians Classic Basketball Tournament. Great teams will be coming to Preston to be part of all the excitement in this year's tournament. The Lady Indians will face Snake River in the opening round of the tournament, and you can catch all the action starting with the pregame show at 7:45 on Thursday night on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on the internet at mylocalradio.com.
At Franklin County Medical Center, their goal is to get you back in the game, back to work, and back to your normal way of life. Franklin County Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Center has a team of therapists who specialize in providing you an individualized treatment plan, helping you reach your goals, working with doctors from all over the region to make your recovery convenient and close to home. Call today so you can stop suffering and start healing. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH.
Well, the Preston Indians open up their regular season here today. They are the only team in the Great Basin 10 that will open up tonight. Everyone else will open up here over the next couple of days. So we'll tell you more about those games as we go along. But I can tell you tomorrow, Pocatello will be at Bonneville, Jerome will be at Buell, Burley will be at Canyon Ridge, Wood River at Kimberly, Twin Falls will be at Ridgeview. That is all coming up tonight or tomorrow night. As for tonight, Shelley and Preston is the only game involving a Great Basin 10 team on the docket. So now we invite you to stay tuned. All the excitement of Preston Indians basketball is coming up next.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's the end of a long day and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
On the heels of their state title in football, the Westside Pirates will tip off a new basketball season on Friday as they play host to the Grace Grizzlies. Join Richard Ward as the Pirates look to repeat their trip to state in basketball like last year. Pirates and Grizzlies Friday night at 7 live on mylocalradio.com with a complete replay following the Preston-Nampa game on 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
It's time for Preston High School Indians basketball. The Indians hit the court looking to bring home a Great Basin 10 title and make a run for a berth in the state playoffs. All the excitement of Preston basketball is brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks all available right here in Preston. By Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. By Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. By Rouse Construction, bringing custom homes to the Blue Sage Park community right here in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in the city of Preston. By Naylor Insurance, for life, home, and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric. And by mylocalradio.com. Tonight's game is a presentation of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and is made possible through an agreement between Preston High School Athletics and Preston Broadcasting. It's presented for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or use of descriptions or accounts of this game without the express written consent of Preston Broadcasting, LLC is strictly prohibited. We welcome you in here to Preston Gym as they go through the starting lineups for the Preston Indians here tonight, as the Indians, see if I can see my notes here in the dark. Scott Dunn will pick up a start tonight, as will Luke Smaley. Ty Hyde starts in the middle. Newcomer Kol Harris gets a start tonight for the Indians as well. And Garrett Ward will start tonight for Preston also tonight. Starting lineups here for the Shelley Russets as the lights come back on inside the gym. Tyson Nelson will pick up a start, as will Tracy Jensen. Braxton Miskin will start, as will Trevor Austin and Cannon Vance. They'll start a senior, 3 juniors, and a sophomore. And for the Indians, 3 seniors, a junior, make it 4 seniors and a junior. So unlike last year where they started a relatively young team, 4 of the 5 being underclassmen, tonight as they start the new season, 4 of the 5 are upperclassmen being seniors in the starting lineup. Lyle Fuller will join us in just a few minutes. He's stuck over at the freshman game in the old gym that's in overtime. The Indians control the tip. It goes to Dunn. Smaley gets a quick layup to start the game. And Preston's up 2-0. Full court press, they flash. They worked on this a lot yesterday at practice, up into the front court. As the Russets get it down low as it comes to Vance. Vance has it on the block. He'll hand it off, then get it back. In the paint, doesn't want the shot. He'll give it off to Miskin, layup and in. Miskin ties the game at 2. Good ball movement by Shelley, back and forth. And they got an easy layup out of the play. Here comes Smaley across the midcourt stripe. Game tied at 2. Here 30 seconds in. Down low on the right block, it goes to Hyde. Ty trying to force his way inside. Can't, so he'll pop the ball back out top to Luke Smaley. Luke comes around the defensive pressure all the way to the bucket. Left-hand layup. No, Ty's got the rebound, and he's fouled going up. So a foul, as Ty's going to go to the free throw line here. Foul's going to go on Minskin. That'll be his first here tonight. And Ty Hyde will go to the free throw line. Ty, of course, who was everything last year for the Indians, returns for his senior season. Hopefully pick up where he left off a year ago. The most dominant inside player in the Great Basin 10 Conference a year ago, as Ty makes them both. So a couple of free throws for Hyde. He gets his first 2 points of the game, and Preston's up 4-2. I promised that Lyle Fuller would be here, and he joins us now as Scott Dunn goes to the hoop, gets the layup and the foul. You're just in time.
Just in time. Good evening, Dan. Good to be with you and all of our listeners tonight. I came from a hotly contested freshman game. Our freshmen won by 4 in overtime.
Very good. So the varsity goes to work here with a 6-2 lead. Scott Dunn goes to the free throw line, looking to complete the three-point play and looking for the complete 3-game sweep tonight over the Shelley Russets as Scott makes the free throw.
I understand the JV game was somewhat of a laugher.
It did get a little funny toward the end. They won 59-27. As the full court pressure again comes up, Miskin shoots from about 15, no good. Ty's got the rebound, then Miskin knocks it out of bounds as he got a hand on the pass in midair. So a minute and a half in, 7-2 Preston here in the season opener. As Smaley up into the front court, drops it down in the corner. Scott Dunn there. Get it back out. Kol Harris has it at the free throw line. He'll give it back to Garrett Ward. Now back out top to Smaley again. As Dunn has it, goes back down in the right corner. Smaley drops it down on the block to Hyde. Ty puts the ball in the dribble, turns left. Now a little drop step, lay it in.
Beautifully done. Ty has the size advantage there, but nice drop step.
Full court pressure again here by the Indians, as this time Ward gets a hand on it. It's picked up by Dunn. Scott, little pull-up runner in the lane. That's no good. As the rebound is off, it's taken by Jensen. Jensen runs the ball up into the front court. Takes it all the way into the right corner. Now he'll give it up out top as it comes to Nelson. Nelson back over to Miskin here on the right side. Free throw line extended. Gives it back to Nelson again. On defense there by Dunn. Bounce pass along the baseline. Little jump shot off the glass is done. Nice shot by Miskin. Picks up his 4th point here in the first quarter. So 9-4, Preston leads. 5:25 to play here in the first. As ball goes to Smaley down in the right corner. Kind of a lazy pass. It was deflected. However, the Indians get it back. Back to Smaley in the corner, and he's fouled going for 3. So Luke's going to make his way to the free throw line. The foul is on Braxton Miskin. That's going to be his 2nd.
The Russets in that man-to-man defense. I wonder how long they'll stay with that one tonight with Smaley's ability to drive the ball and dish to Ty.
So here's Luke. Luke voted the Southern Idaho 4A second team. He was also voted the Cache Valley Newcomer of the Year and makes the first free throw. So he had a great season, a season that, of course, just fell just short in the championship game in Boise against Idaho Falls a year ago. So he makes the 2nd as well.
Yeah, you probably talked about this in the pregame, Dan. Shelley Russets had a tough go of it last year, and of course this is their 2nd year in 4A, and they're finding the sledding pretty tough, I think.
They lobbied the Idaho State Athletic Association to let them go back to 3A. Saying that their school just wasn't big enough, and they really got destroyed in almost all the competitions they were in. But the Athletic Association said, no, you can stay at 4A. As Luke comes up from behind and taps it away. That's kind of a tough decision and a tough choice. You know, you want to be in a bigger school, but you're athletically and student body-wise, you just don't have the bodies and numbers to compete.
Well, and Preston fans know it well. After Preston was kicked up to 4A some years ago, we petitioned to go back down, from what I understand. It was never approved. We took our lumps.
Little bounce pass inside, turnaround jumper there by Haas.
Oh, no.
Is no good. Rebound is off, picked up there. It was Keegan Hollist who got the rebound and put the ball back in. Quickly, here comes Preston again the other way. Smaley with the layup.
Coast to coast, nobody picked him up. He said, thank you very much, all the way to the hoop.
14-6, 4:45 to play as we approach the midway point here of the first quarter. Jensen kicks it back outside to Nelson. Nelson loses it, has to chase it all the way down to the left corner. Then he gets it back and puts it down in the block to Vance. Tries to go around Hyde, blocked by Hyde. Taken away there by Harris, and then up into the front court. Dunn for 3, no good. Ty fights for the rebound inside. It's batted around a couple of times, and finally Shelley able to control it. Here comes Hollis up into the front court. Hollis drives, left-hand layup is good.
Well, good drive by Hollis there.
Hollis makes it 14-8 as the Russets show token pressure. Smaley drives through it, then goes all the way to the hoop, misses, but there's Hyde to pick it back up and put it in. Timeout. Shelley, 16-8, 3:58 to play here in the quarter. We'll take the timeout as well. We're back in 30. Stay with us.
KACH, mylocal.radio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH. KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Whether you go into the mountains during the fall to look for big game or use your camera for shots of nature, make sure you don't get stuck while you're there. Visit West Motor Company today and check out the wide selection of four-wheel drive vehicles we have in stock. With new Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Ford vehicles and loads of pre-owned four-wheel drives on the lot, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for your backcountry adventures this year. West Motor Company in Preston and Logan. Stop in today.
WestMotorCompany.com.
When it comes to all things electrical, Sean Carter and the guys at S&T Electrical should always be your go-to crew. With experience in everything from new construction to repairs, service, and new installations, S&T Electrical is professional and friendly in all they do. Your electrical work will be done right. Call S&T Electric today at 208-852-5878.
This is Sean Carter with S&T Electric in Preston, Idaho. It's what we do.
KACH.
Welcome back. Indians lead 31-13 after the first quarter. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Franklin County Medical Center for the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley.
They do a great job there, Franklin County Medical Center, and as the Indians come out back on the floor, we see Braden Hess, number 15. He's a junior. They list him at 6'4". He's a mainstay on JV and will get some varsity minutes this year. Indians with that lead, they can place some bench guys. Harris with a nice steal.
Take it away, they get it up in the front court. Smaley back on the floor, cross court to Dunn. Lines up a three. That's going to be just a hair short as inside Harris tried to put it back up. And apparently he's going to draw the foul. Nope, it's going to go on Braden Hess instead. Just the second team foul here in the game so far against the Indians through first quarter plus 15 seconds. Hillhurst gets it up to Thatcher, back to Hillhurst. Over in the right corner, three-pointer from there is put up. That's no good on the shot there, and Harris has the rebound. To Smaley, quickly up into the front court. To Dunn, now back to Luke. They'll set the offense up here just a little bit. We talked about it in the pregame show before you got here. It's important to get off to that big lead tonight. In fact, it was one of our keys to the game, so you can get some of these other guys in as Smaley makes the little short jumper inside to start to mesh better as a team.
Exactly, yeah. And I'm not sure they scheduled Shelley on purpose that way, but it works out nicely. You'll play all 8 or 9 guys that dress on varsity tonight.
As the layup inside put up there by Hallhurst is no good. The foul is going to go on Kol Harris. That is his first here tonight. And Hallhurst is going to go to the free throw line, which reminds me, mentioning of scheduling.
Yeah.
Preston actually has changed part of their schedule. They did have 2 games scheduled against Mountain Crest. One of them was on the road on December the 28th. That has now been changed, or that was actually here on December the 28th. That has now been changed to a road game that we played at Logan.
At Logan, yeah. And I think Mountain Crest is coming to our tournament next week, from what I understand.
Mountain Crest will be here. Plus, they have a regularly scheduled game against Mountain Crest as well already. Plus,
yeah.
Inside, Smaley tries to put it back up. He's fouled. He's going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, they like to post Luke down low. He's that point guard who can really play in the post with his athletic ability and his jumping ability. So he'll go to the free throw line, try to get 2 more added to his game-high total of 13 already for Luke Smaley.
Of the core 4, I like to call them, the juniors who started last year, as Smaley makes the free throw. He's the only one of the 4 who didn't suffer some sort of an injury.
That's right, I guess, when you think about it. That's right.
It's kind of a dubious honor, but
right.
But he's the one who came in completely healthy into camp after football was over. As second free throw, no good. 34-14, Preston with a 20-point lead, knocked out of bounds by Scott Dunn.
You probably mentioned this in pregame, Dan. Of course, Cooper Hobson sitting here on the bench on street clothing. He blew out his ACL during summer basketball.
Yeah, there was some hope he would make it back by February, but he told me yesterday at practice that that's probably still stretching it a bit, and he doesn't think he's going to be back at all, unfortunately. The pass is intercepted by Harris. Give it off to Smaley, right down the middle. Smaley lay it up and in. Luke's got 14, and it's 36-14.
Yep. Luke up high with a little mini, we'll call that a soft dunk.
Over on the left side, it goes to Stewart. His pass, look out, Smaley Little breakdance move, almost took it away.
Right.
Trace Johnson back into the game, as is Tyson Nelson. As Shelley makes a couple of changes here with 6:18 to play here in the first.
Yeah. Hyde getting a nice long rest here for Preston.
As knocked away and on the floor, sticking his nose in there, trying to get it is Brandon Hess.
Yes, yeah.
It'll go as a tied up ball and then go back to the Indians. So nice job by Brandon.
Yeah, or Braden rather.
Braden,
yeah,
rather, I should say.
Yeah, Braden, I think, will man the post probably next year. It'll be our starting post. Getting some good minutes here.
Smalley walks the dribble up into the front court. Now wants to drive down the paint. Hangs, a little 5-foot jumper. That's no good. Tap back out, taken by Ward. Back to Dunn. Left side, three-pointer from there. Yes. Scotty drills it. He's got 7 here in the first half.
We'll give Garrett Ward the assist.
Intercepted by Dunn. Here comes Dunn and Smalley 2-on-1. Scotty takes it all the way to the hoop, but the layup is no good, but he's fouled.
And you saw with that broken left hand or wrist on that one, he normally would have laid that up more with the left hand. This is more of a two-handed shovel.
Yeah.
But he'll get a chance to earn a couple here at the line.
So Scott will get a couple of free throws here. First one by Scott is good. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in Preston. Ask about their catering options too. Hawaiian Bowl Grill and Poppin' Pins Bowling Center right here in Preston.
Big fan of their snowballs there at the Hawaiian Bowl, Dan.
Oh, I've been gone there a couple of times, and the food is simply incredible.
Yeah.
As timeout called here by
it's like a 30-second.
By Shelley, a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with 5:41 to play here in the first half. Of course, Preston will try to string together more wins again this year. They've had back-to-back undefeated home seasons. They've actually come into the game tonight having won 28 straight games here on this floor. As, again, the last time they lost was in February the 22nd of 2017 here in the championship game of the regionals that year. They lost to the team that beat them at state finals, Idaho Falls.
Idaho Falls Tigers. Of course, Idaho Falls got kicked back up to 5A, or they will be back up to 5A, but
why can they do that?
You're too late.
Yeah, why can't they do that a few months earlier before we had to play them? Russett's ball is, as Tyler Jones is going to make almost like a hockey line change. He's going to send in 3 players here at the next dead ball, including Ty High to come back onto the floor. Three-pointer here by Nelson is no good. Big tall rebound inside, fights for it is Harris. Harris lost it, but then fouled in the backcourt as Hess picked up the loose ball and got hacked. The ball belonged to the Indians out of bounds. Chase Thatcher draws the foul. That's his second. That's 17 fouls on the Hess, and that's going to be free throws as Braden Hess is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. Remind you, coming up at halftime is the Ralph Construction halftime report. Go over stats from the first half and sort of feelings and thoughts about the upcoming season. As the first one by Hess is no good. He missed the front end of the 1-1. About the only thing that hasn't gone Preston's way so far here tonight. Nelson up into the front court. 41-14 lead here for the Indians. Nelson has it in the right corner. Looking to do something with it. Comes out around the screen. Now he's double teamed. Knapp cuts him off. Gives it off as it comes back to Hess. That's Jackson Hess on the Russets. Tries to drive down the middle of the stature. Fall away jumper, no good. Rebound is off to Smalley, who kind of clears his way as he goes. Runs into a double team, then goes down, and it's going to be a foul and 1-1 for Luke.
Yeah, Luke, he plays so hard that probably 4 or 5 times a game he's on the floor going after a loose ball or just getting knocked to the floor on a layup. He just goes so hard in there.
Ty Hyde comes back in for Preston as Brandon Hess will go back to the bench. First one by Luke is good. So how does Luke Smalley not get hurt this year of the core 4? Simple. He opted not to play football this year.
Yeah, that helped.
That helped, but certainly they missed him in the defensive backfield. He's pretty good safety as he makes them both.
Yep. I don't know if Luke was playing AAU ball with Cache Valley Elite this fall or not, but he looks to be in good basketball trim right now.
Yes, he does. He was at all the football games. Even made a couple of road trips. As inside, blocked by Smaley. Comes back out to Thatcher. Taken away by Scott Dunn. Saves it on the floor to Knapp. Ahead to Luke. Finds himself in a crowd. Ends up going to High. Ty lay it up and in.
High just lumbering down the lane. Look what I found, and right up and in.
31-point lead for the Indians. Three-pointer, that's no good. Long rebound comes off to Hess. Hess takes a three from the corner. That's no good. Another long rebound. Brecker Knapp has that. Gives it to Smaley. Luke thought about slowing it down. Instead, gives it to Hammonds. Drives the baseline and a blocking foul. That's again will be free throws. As the foul is going to go against Nelson. That'll be his first.
Hammond's one of those kids who was a mainstay on JV last year. Now getting varsity time.
Last year, Preston was the first team in the conference to surpass the 1,000-point plateau, and they ended up scoring 1,664 points overall for the year. That's a 64-point-a-game average. We're halfway through the second quarter, and they're at 46 here already.
Yeah, the Indians look to be, again, a high-scoring bunch. If they can score in the mid-60s, it sure puts a lot of pressure on the other team. Just to make shots and keep up.
Hammonds makes them both. He has 5, and it's 47-14 as we go into the 4-minute mark. As Miskin had it knocked away, got it back, and then threw it away, trying to force the pass inside. Again, here comes Smaley up into the front court. Hammonds from the left corner. Good again. There we go. Gabe for the three. He's got 8.
Yep. Capable.
As inside, Ty is going to draw the foul. He got a piece of it, but he also got a piece of Ken Vance in the process. So second foul on Ty. And that's going to, again, Braden Hess is going to check back in, and he'll come back in for Ty here as Ken Vance will shoot the free throws.
Vance, pretty good sized kid for Shelley, about 6'5", I would guess. Left-hander, steps up and hits the free throw.
Gets his first point as he makes the first free throw. Vance ready. Second free throw is no good as the rebound is off to Hammonds. He'll give it to Smaley. Luke lets everybody run down the floor. So he'll bring the dribble up across the timeline with a walk. Gives it off to Braden Hess. Tried to get it back to Dunn, almost knocked away. However, Indians able to get it back. Now they get it to Dunn, top of the key, driving down the right side of the lane, a blocking foul. That's going to be the 10th team foul against the Russets. That's going to put them in the double bonus, and that's going to mean 2 free throws here for Scott. Foul's going to go on Nelson. That's his second.
Scotty will look to break into double figures if he can get both of these. He's sitting at 8 right now.
4 out of 4 so far from the line. And that one rolls in as well.
Soft touch.
And he'll try the second here to extend the lead, and which he does. 6 out of 6 at the free throw line for Dunn here in the first half. 52-15. Preston on top. They'll play Shelley at Shelley coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, return trip up.
Baseline, drive, spin, inside, fall away jumper. That's no good. And a whistle.
Hess and Vance in a wrestling match down there.
As the foul's going to go on Braden. That'll be his second and the team's 5th.
Vance just a sophomore, so good size sophomore, number 24 for Shelley.
Yeah, they do have some big kids that are fairly young. 3-pointer from the corner. That is put up by Miskin. That's no good. Miskin's just a junior.
Yeah.
So they give it to Luke in the backcourt after collecting the rebound, and Luke takes a minute to mop his brow. Now walks the ball up into the front court. Gives it to Hammonds. Now back to Smaley. To Dunn on the left side. Back out top to Smaley again. Trying to wave people through as they give it to Hammonds. Back out to the free throw line. Knapp had it, found himself in a crowd, knocked away. Here comes Holhurst, float up and in, count it, blocking foul. Hollis gets the hoop, and the foul will go on Gabe Hammonds, his first. That's 6 on Preston now, team foul-wise, so they're out of fouls for the rest of the half, which consists of 2 minutes and 24 seconds. First free throw tonight by Hollis is good. Coming in is Alex Lott, another one of those sophomores on the team.
Youth movement of foot, maybe. They're in Russet land.
It can't hurt, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hammonds holds, now gives it off to Scott Dunn. Dunn telling Hammonds to cut through, then Dunn will cut through again the other way. Now he has it free throw line extended right. Back out top to Smaley, back to Dunn. Lines up a 3, looks good, is good.
Good shot.
Scotty's got 13 now in the first half. Three-pointer at the other end is no good. Dunn's got another rebound as he gives it off to Smaley, who again will look over to Coach Jones, walk the dribble up into the front court, and they'll try to run a different set here this time. So they give it to Hammond, now back to Dunn. Dunn looks down inside, nothing there, so he'll go back to Smaley again. Now back to Dunn on the right side, down in the corner as it goes to Hess. Back outside.
Same spot.
Same spot for Dunn. Needs a bounce, won't get it. Tapped away by Brecker and is going to go out of bounds to the Russets. 1:26 to play as Garrett Ward and Kol Harris come back in.
Yeah. Thought Scotty was going to get another one from virtually the same spot on the floor, but fell out.
You know, I asked Garrett Ward during football season which sport he preferred better. He actually said he prefers football better, believe it or not.
Interesting. Fine basketball player.
Yeah. Great basketball player. The layup there put up by Hollis is no good. Out of bounds, and it'll go to Preston. His brother is here tonight as they've started a new program as they'll recognize a Preston legend before each home game. And his brother, who was on the championship team a few years back, he is here and he was honored before the game.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Knapp walks the dribble up into the front court. We'll give it off on the left side to Hammonds. Now back out top to Garrett Ward. Back to Hammonds, free throw line extended right. Looks down in the corner, gives it to Hess. Great drop pass down on the block as it goes to Harris. Tapped away, but Preston able to save it on the floor. Comes back to Ward. Back to Knapp, swing it back to Hammonds in the corner. Another 3 from there is no good. Rebound inside comes to Austin here for Shelley. Under a minute to play here in the first half. 39 seconds left in the half to be exact. Left side, it goes over to Alex Lott. Lott wants to drive, pull up, 14-footer, partially blocked. It'll go out of bounds and back over to Preston.
Good defense by Hess for your post to start all the way out on the three-point line.
It's because it was partially blocked. Luke let it go, but it's going to go back over to Shelley with 29 seconds to play. Inside, without coming down with it. Nice move there by Vance. Cannon Vance able to put in the little short jumper. Makes it 55-20, a 35-point lead for the Indians here in the first half. Knapp has it with 14 seconds on the clock. To Hammonds. Looks down inside, now wants to get it down to Hess, poked away, taken away. As again, it's Vance who has it with 5 seconds to play. Got to hurry. Hollis up into the front court, gives it off. A little runner in the lane, put up is no good on the shot by Trevor Austin. All Preston here in the first half so far. As we go off into halftime, Preston with a 35-point lead, 55-20 here after the first half of play here this evening. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. The Ralph Construction halftime report is next. Stay with us.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
It's always refreshing to shop where you know you're appreciated. It's even better when you can get everything you need, quality parts at fair prices. The team at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest appreciate every customer. They work hard to make sure that you have the right part the first time, on time. Whether it's motorcycles, farm and ranch, lawn and garden, or car and truck parts, you can always get it all at Preston Auto Parts CarQuest. Stop in today at 17 South State Street in Preston.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
The Limbic Arc may help you or someone you know be more calm. It's simple to use. Find out more by logging on to mylocalradio.com and clicking on the Limbic Arc logo. Check it out now. Visit mylocalradio.com and click on any Limbic Arc logo.
Advertise your open positions on the radio. You'll be amazed how quickly you see a response. You'll reach more people for less. The job stop includes radio and internet advertising. Call us for more info. We're a local company with a toll-free number, 833-856-9625. That's 833-856-9625.
The Halftime Report is brought to you by Ralph's Construction. More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information, 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction, 435-232-1837.
KACH.
Welcome back. We are at halftime after Preston puts up a big first half. They lead 55-20.
Yeah, 55 would be a decent total game score for a lot of games, but Indians come out firing, and impressively so for the first game of the year, when usually you see a lot of rust and just kind of sloppy play, turnovers, missed 3-pointers as guys are kind of rounding back into basketball shape. But boy, the Indians have looked really good here in the first half, and you know, Shelley struggled, but the Indians have looked really good, and so you have to say both sides of the coin there were present.
You know, we talked a lot about it last year. When a team can come out and score 20 or more points in a quarter, it's pretty impressive. Preston comes out in the first quarter of the season, go out and they put 31 on the board.
Yeah, and then they also, started substituting liberally, but still, like I said, boy, 25 in the second quarter is nothing to sneeze at either. So,
yep. Exactly. So a good first half here tonight for the Preston Indians. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll look at the stat sheet here from the first half. We'll do all that as we continue right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
The holidays are a special time, filled with delicious meals, savory meats, desserts, candies, and hot apple cider. The team at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston wish you and yours a delicious holiday season filled with happiness. Visit us today for all the ingredients for your special recipes. Shop the wide selection of holiday gifts for everyone on your list. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston. We thank you for your patronage.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH. KACH.
Welcome back here at halftime on the Ralph Construction Halftime Report. Preston leads 55-20, and Lyle Fuller has a look at the stats.
Yeah, and Mike, of course, are always unofficial stats, as we always say, Dan, but we have Indians shooting the ball really well, as you might expect, scoring 55.5. I've got the Indians going 13 for 17 on two-point field goal attempts. A lot of layups and shots right at the rim will help with that percentage. Three-point land, I've got the Indians 5 for 11 in the first half, and then 13 out of 15 from the free throw line, which is excellent free throw shooting. Individually, I think we mentioned, I've got Luke Smaley with 18 in that first half, including 6 free throws and then 12 points on two-point baskets. Ty Hyde, I've got him going 5 for 5 from the field. Again, I may have missed one for 10 points. A couple rebounds, a steal, a block for Ty. Scott Dunn has a two-pointer, a couple of three-pointers, and I've got 4 free throws for Scotty. So that would give him 12 points. Garrett Ward played a lot in the first half. I don't have a score for him. Knapp played and didn't score. Hammonds hit a couple of threes and a couple of free throws, so we'll give Gabe 8 points. Hess played and didn't score, and Kol Harris got a bucket and a free throw for 3 points. We didn't see any of Rhett Robertson there in the first half as well.
He's not dressed. He has a knee that he's still no nursing. He should be back here in a week or so.
So he's another one of those seniors, about 6'5", 6'6", can help inside when he gets back from that knee injury.
Right. Tyson Nelson for Shelley had a couple. Baxton Miskin finished the first half with 4. Keegan Hollis was their top scorer. He had 10 in the first half, and Cannon Vance had 3. 55-20. The Preston Indians lead here after the first half. Second half coming up just around the corner. This has been the Ralph Construction Halftime Report. Ralph Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community here in Preston. For more information, call them at 435-232-1837. That's 435-232-1837. Second half just around the corner.
KACH, MyLocalRadio.com.
More and more people are moving to the Preston area to live and retire. Since 1978, Ralph Construction's been building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community, the only 55-year-old plus community in the city of Preston. Come see the downsized, no-hassle lifestyle that Blue Sage Park offers. Ralph Construction will build to your custom specifications, or you can choose one of their existing floor plans. They're just starting phase 2, so there's plenty of great lots still available. Ralph Construction. Call for more information. 435-232-1837. Lawn care and snow removal included. Blue Sage Park by Ralph Construction. 435-232-1837.
In the good old days, you did business with people who treated you well, had a firm handshake, and looked you in the eye. At West Motor here in Preston and Logan, that's the way we did it. Since then, we've grown and added technology, but we didn't leave the good stuff out. We still offer a free car wash when you're in for service. We offer quality Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Ford vehicles. We look you in the eye when we give you our no-charge lifetime powertrain warranty, and we finish every deal with a firm handshake. The good old days were good, and these days are good too. We know, we've been here all along. Visit West Motor today.
West Motor Company.com.
It's the end of a long day, and your feet are tired, or are you running behind schedule? But you need milk and eggs. You don't want to have to walk clear to the back of the store to get a gallon of milk and a dozen eggs. I suspect we all can relate to both of those stories. The great news is that this problem has been solved by Stokes Market in Preston, with a recently installed new cold case right near the front door. If you just need a gallon of milk or some eggs, you can find them right inside the front door. Visit Stokes Market today in Preston.
Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield, Logan.
Welcome back. Second half just underway. Foul against Garrett Ward here. You haven't missed any scoring as Shelley has the ball out of bounds underneath their own bucket, trying to get it in. Tough defense by Smaley, and they finally get it in. As they get it in, can advance. Out top. Hollis drives on Ward, goes on the glass and puts it in.
Yeah, nice drive. Yeah.
Pretty good touch, 55-22. Preston with a big lead. Be interesting to see how much time they give to some of the backup players here in the second half. Smaley from the corner, good.
Ooh,
Luke's got a three, that gives him 21. The big basket there by Luke. As it comes here up in the front court, Miskin right in front of his own bench. Give and go as down low. Vance couldn't get a shot, so he gave it off. Then driving the baseline is Nelson. He's fouled. That's going to be another one on Garrett. His second foul of the half quickly.
Yeah. Of course, the Indians will be taking a Boise trip here later this week, and so they'll be playing Nampa and Mountain home, as I understand it, on that trip.
Yes. Nampa on Friday night. You can hear that game live on KACH and on mylocalradio.com. And then Saturday's game you won't be able to hear until after the Utah State game. So it'll be a doubleheader for you on Saturday with Preston coming up a little bit later on in the evening. Inside, Miskin driving, and he's fouled. So 3 quick fouls against the Indians here to start the second half.
Yep. Miskin about a 6'4" or 6'5" junior with a good drive and hoop for the Russets.
Count the bucket for Miskin. For his free throw is no good. His first one of the night. The foul was against Scott Dunn, his first. So 3 team fouls against the Indians in 2 minutes played here in the third quarter. Smaley comes around the screen. Gives it back over on the left side. Now back out top, back to Ward. Free throw line extended left, and Garrett is knocked down and tripped. Hollis jumps up and down like he didn't do anything. He stuck a knee into him.
Right. Good crisp ball movement by the Indians. I like the way they were passing around the perimeter instead of dribbling it around the perimeter. Really making the defense move and making them work.
Smaley to bring it in from underneath his own bucket. Brings it in, done. Right corner 3. Just a hair short. If bounce doesn't go his way either, Hollis has the rebound, pushes it up into the front court. Tries to almost lost the ball and ended up as a pass to himself, but he got it to Nelson instead. Nelson goes back to Hollis. Looks down low, nothing there. As taken away as they try to get it back to up at the head on the front court. Nice pass by Harris to Hyde for the layup. Ty's now got a dozen as the turnover quickly turned into points. 60-24. Inside, Vance in the paint on the right block, can't get a shot, tries to give it up, taken away. Here comes Scotty Dunn all the way, right-handed this time, lay it in.
Yeah, but for the broken wrist, Scotty probably would have dunked that one, just laid it up nicely.
Preston now leads by 38 as the not good position inside by Austin puts it off the glass and in for his first 2 points of the game. 62-26, 4:45 to play here in the third. This is the only game involving Great Basin 10 teams this year, or tonight, as Smaley's 3 is no good. Harris with a great rebound. Get it back to Luke. Out top. Nope. Swing it all the way back around. Give it to Harris, who fought so hard to get the rebound, and he's fouled going up.
I like that, rewarding the kid that, as you say, really worked hard to get that offensive board, and then he gets a chance to put some points on the board.
Vance called for the foul, and Kol Harris now will go to the line. Kol had 1 free throw in the first half. He made that, and he misses here. Go ahead, say it, Jinx.
We'll call this a reverse jinx then. He'll put this one in.
That's okay. Brecker Knapp back into the game, as is Braden Hess. And Gabe Hammond's back into the game here as well. Second free throw, missed them both. Rebound is off to Hollis. Up into the front court, pinned along the baseline. Now he gets it out. Austin has it in the paint, goes over Hammonds, short from 4 feet. Rebound there is taken by Hess, as does Brecker Knapp brings it back up into the front court. Swing it over in the corner. Ward for 3. Good. His first points of the game, and a timeout called by the Preston.
Preston, yeah.
Take a timeout. 3:59 to play here in the third. We're back in here in 30 seconds.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Ball belongs to the Russets here just after the timeout. 3:55 to play here in the third. Big lead for Preston. They lead by 39. As the ball comes to Miskin. Tries to do something with it. Now he'll give it back out top to Nelson. Nelson drives. He's cut off there, so back out top as it comes back to Austin. Back in the corner, back to Hollis again. Nice bounce pass inside as a little turnaround jumper by Trevor Austin is good.
Yeah, Austin carving out space, using his size in there. A little bump, and then a left-handed shot up and in.
Hammonds for the Indians gives it off to Ward. Nice little backdoor pass. Good look. The extra pass comes out to Knapp, but he fumbled the ball and ended up losing it as it was taken away by Stewart. To Hollis up into the front court for Shelley. Nelson on the left side. Back to Hollis. Good look. Drives and whoops. I hope that slipped out of his hand. Right. He just didn't shoot it 4 feet over the top of the basket.
Garrett Ward may have bothered that a little bit.
Maybe just a touch. Hammonds gives it back to Ward. Back to Hammonds now. Free throw line extended right. Down on the post as it goes to Hess. Tries to turn inside. Can't get a shot. Back to Hammonds in the right corner. Three-pointer from there is no good. He's human. He missed one.
Oh.
It's tapped around, and finally it's taken out of midair by Miskin. Miskin gives it off to Nelson, who pushes it back up into the front court. He'll draw the ball back out and look to set up something offensively as it goes to Stewart over on the right side. Stewart's will give it back out top, back to Hollis. Hollis holds. That's the problem with the Shelley defense or the offense here. The ball gets stuck.
Yeah.
It gets back up to the point, and they're not sure what to do with it, and it gets stuck there.
Yeah, too much of, say, holding and looking, but
as the ball inside, knocked away from Austin, taken away by the Indians. Knapp has it back up into the front court.
So Ward, the only senior out there right now for the Indians. This is a little preview of next year's team, I guess you might say, but
could be. As Harris to Knapp, back over to Hammonds, free throw line extended left. Back to Harris again, swing it all the way back around. Knapp has it in the corner, but traveled.
Yeah, they're going to get him for shuffling his feet at the start of that move.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. Stokes Market True Value on State Street right here in Preston. 1:39 to play here in quarter number 3. 65-28. Preston with the sizable lead. Is turning inside. Miskin tries to go baseline. He's tied up by Harris. Tell you what, if Harris gets two hands on the ball, I guarantee you one thing: you're not going to take it away from him.
Yeah. Harris he's a strong kid and uses his leverage well.
Gets a lot of his size and strength comes from that Hyde side of the family.
Yeah.
He's being Ty's cousin.
Yeah, can't hurt.
Ward to Knapp. Gives it back over to Hammonds. Wants to go to Ward, doesn't. Now he finally does. Free throw line extended left. Look down in the corner, nobody there, so they'll bring it back out top to Brecker Knapp again. Letting this group of underclassmen just run the offense here.
Yeah, Brecker at the point.
Comes out to Hess, swing it all the way around to Hammonds in the corner. Another three from there is good. Hammonds is 3 out of 4 from behind the arc tonight. 68-28, lead by 40 with 50 seconds to play in the quarter. Inside, Miskin tries to turn, little turnaround jumper off the rim. A little strong, comes back to Brecker Knapp. I think that some of the student body has been to the USU games.
Right.
Start chanting up by 40.
Tried to get it into Hess, got poked away. Oh,
knocked away, steal it back to Ward. Look out, comes back to Harris, lay it up and in. Cole's got 5, 20 seconds to play, 70-28. Trying to think what the high point total was last year. It was in the 4 overtime game. They had, I think it was 80-something that they had. As it comes back down on the block. Little turnaround jumper inside by Miskin is good. And that's the way the quarter will end. Preston will go off with a 40-point lead. They lead 70-30. The fourth quarter tonight is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
And they're going to cut down the nets in Las Vegas. Imagine a world with no basketball.
No, please, no, no, no!
Yeah, no thanks. Basketball lives here on the Aggie Sports Network.
Wednesday night, Utah State travels to San Jose to take on San Jose State. The pregame shows at 8:30. We'll tip the game off at 9.
Follow the Aggies all season long on 105.5 FM and AM 1340 KACH Preston, Cache Valley's home for Utah State athletics.
The fourth quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Webb Funeral Home.
Whether a loved one passes suddenly and much too soon or after a long and fruitful earthly journey, the families of Northern Cache Valley have known for years they can rely on sensitive and professional care from Webb Funeral Home. Now in their beautiful full-service facility on the south side of Preston, Webb Mortuary urges you to consider the benefits of pre-planning final arrangements in order that your wishes are carried out and difficult decisions are not left to your surviving family members. Make an appointment soon to talk about pre-planning with your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH.
We'll start the fourth quarter with Preston up by 40, 70-30.
And looks like we're going to see Benson Palmer in the game. They list him on the program as number 2, but he's wearing number 20. His lot hits a 2 for Shelley. Palmer at a junior point guard.
Yep.
Guard at least.
Played some big minutes in the JV game earlier this evening. As the ball saved on the floor, but taken away by Shelley. Up into the front court, it comes to Lott. He'll back it back out. Down in the corner, it goes there to Hess. Hess can't drive on Harris, so he'll give it back as it goes back to Thatcher in the corner. He'll look at a 3, no good. Look out.
Boy.
As Brecker Knapp takes a forearm shiver in the back trying to get the rebound.
There's no way Brecker's body would normally do that. Definitely took a big shot in the back. No call on the play.
They've gone to a running clock here with Preston leading by 40 to start the quarter. Down the corner to Harris. Skip pass to Hammonds. He's got another 3. Good again.
Gabe feeling it tonight.
4 out of 5 from behind the arc for Hammonds. He's got 14 in the game. Back to that 40-point lead again, 73-33. Lott holds it up above his head, now wants to drive down into the left-hand corner. Nothing there. Miskin has it, bounce it down on the block to Hess. Hess turnaround jumper, good. You got to credit the Shelley team. Down by 40 is very, very easy for them to stick their head in the sand and just let the clock run.
Yeah.
But they're not. They are still trying in their first game of the year as well. Palmer doesn't take the shot. We'll give it back over as they kick it back out to the corner. Back to Palmer again. Palmer looks inside, nothing there. Back over to Hammonds now on the left side. Look inside to Hess at the high post, nothing there. Comes back to Knapp, back to Palmer. Take that one. And the kid does, and he drains the 3. Palmer with 3 points. 76-35.
Not a bad way to earn your varsity letter with a 3-point shot right off the bench.
Well, welcome to the team, son.
Yeah.
As they hold the ball inside, this is going to go back over to Preston on the alternating possession rule. So Benson Palmer, it's his first shot at the varsity level. And a timeout here on the floor. We'll take it here as well. I'll tell you what, let's keep it here. While we're here, let's talk about our sponsor here for the fourth quarter. That, of course, is Webb Funeral Home, as they bring you fourth quarters of games this year. You realize in your time of need, you need professionals that know how to show true compassion. That is Webb Funeral Home. You can find them just off Highway 91 at the south end of the city of Preston.
Yeah, expect we'll get to hear Ron Smaley on the air on some away games here this year.
That's right, Ron Smaley. Yes, Mr. Webb is here tonight as well, as he normally is, to watch his grandson play. As I'm sure what we're waiting for.
Yeah, the referees are all looking at the clock that's not, they're resetting the time, I guess. Now it says 5 seconds.
But that's a heck of a reset from 5:17 down to 5 seconds.
Yeah.
As our man on the console quickly punching the buttons. And it's not.
Yeah.
It's opening night for everybody.
That's right.
So he's got to remember how to run the console there. Now he's got 6 minutes. Now we're ready to go. I thought it was a little bit less than that, but that's
I
okay.
did too. But
so here comes Brecker Knapp up into the front court. Knapp has it, free throw line extended left to Hammonds, now back to Palmer again. Palmer wants to drive, but take a pretty good shove, no call. Comes back out top to Knapp. Now back to Palmer, back to Knapp. Left side over to Hammonds. Makes 4 out of 5 from behind the arc tonight. Back to Hammond, comes back to Brecker as Knapp holds it, gives it up into the post, and as they try to get into Hess was fouled from behind, as the foul is going to go on 22, Jackson Hess. That is his second, the third team foul against the Russets here in the half. Now we have another timeout on the floor. We will take this one. 5:13 to play here in the half. We'll be right back. In the half, I should say in the fourth quarter. We'll be right back.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Qualifications and rules apply. See institution for details.
Last play of the game, folks.
And the snap, drops back. Whoa, changes mind. Down the sideline. The 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Kasasa! Unbelievable! Did you see that? Kasasa!
Not to be a buzzkill, but what's Kasasa? We're glad you asked that. Kasasa. It's a catchy word for earning cash. Free Kasasa checking rewards you in cash each month.
Ask for free Kasasa checking at Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCU.
Listen for Dan Hubbard and Preston Indian Sports on KACH. KACH.
5:13 to play in the game. Preston leading handily. 76-35.
Preston's starters, I'm sure, except for Kol Harris who's out there, pretty much done for the night.
Knapp has it, gives it off to Hammond. Now back out top to Harris. As you mentioned, the only starter still on the floor. Just a chance for all the underclassmen to work together. Give it back to Knapp as he holds it out top. Harris comes up to meet the ball, but he brings it back over here on the right side, back to Hammonds. Back out top to Harris again. Harris bounce over on the left side, back to Palmer. Give it back to Brecker Knapp. Knapp tries to hold, then he'll bring it back out top, back to Palmer. Back to Harris. Now back to Knapp again. They are just moving the ball and not really worried about a shot as long as Shelley doesn't come out. But now they do, because Miskin comes out and he'll foul and draw his third. Ball out of bounds once again to the Indians. They'll bring it in right from in front of their own bench here. Remember, we're running clock with 4:13 to play.
Yeah. They were looking for Hess on the block, couldn't find him.
Right corner, back to Knapp. Brecker back out top to Hammond. Swing it all the way to Harris. Back to Palmer. Now they get it into Harris down at the block. I should say to Hess at the block. Tried to give it to Harris, but he fumbled it. Was able to corral it before it went out of bounds. So Knapp will pull it back out again, and they'll start to set up another play. See how much time they can run off the clock again. Back over to Palmer. Back to Knapp. Free throw line extended left. Brecker back out top to Palmer. Looked at a shot, didn't take it. Comes back to Harris. Lob it inside as reaching in was Jackson Hess and knocked it out of bounds, but it's going to stay with Preston.
Get some Hess on Hess crime again there. Don't know if they're related at all, but.
As the inbound pass almost taken away, Palmer able to get it, and he'll get it back out to Hammonds. 3:15 to play here in regulation. 76-35, Preston on top by 41 tonight. This is going to send a little bit of a shockwave around most of not only the conference but of the state. The Preston, even though they lost a couple of players and have some injuries, they're not going to miss a beat.
Yeah, come out making a statement here in this opening game.
Knapp has it in front of his own bench on the left side, on the right side. Back out top to Palmer. Down low, back to Hess.
Same play, tried to find Harris on the cut, couldn't get it to him. Taken
away this time by Shelley. They'll bring it back up into the front court. 2:35 to play here in regulation as it comes back over to Lott. Lott pull-up jumper from about 14, gets the roll and it falls in. Soft rim for the sophomore.
Yeah. Shelley's bigs are almost all underclassmen, I think, juniors and sophomores, so Shelley could be better next year.
They only have 3 seniors on the roster.
Yeah.
As Hammonds has it to Knapp in front of his own bench on the right side. Tries to get around Michigan. He'll now pull up and give it back to Hammonds. Right where Knapp started from a moment ago. Now finally able to get away from his man and give it back to Knapp over on the left side. Harris comes back out top, nothing there, so Knapp will continue to dribble now with 1:55 to play in the game. As Palmer has it stripped away, taken away by Thatcher, quickly ahead to Michigan, lay it up and it went off halfway down and spun back out. As it's going to stay with Shelley. That slap you heard was Michigan slapping the floor in anger.
Yeah, good job by Hammonds, though, to follow the play. Probably should have been a layup, but he followed the play, was able to tip the ball, almost get the ball for Preston on the rebound.
Lott will bring it in. Lott, lob pass in, comes into Thatcher. He gives it back to Jensen. Jensen back over on the right side as it goes there to Thatcher again. Back down low to Jensen. Turns on the block, can't get a shot over Hammonds. Now wants to give the ball up, finally does as he gets it to Jackson Hess. Hess working, turns over Harris in the paint. That shot no good. Weird rebound, go out of the reach of Brecker. Knapp goes off to Michigan, and this one he made sure went in. Michigan's got 10, and we're inside a minute to play here in the game. 76-39. Coming up after the game, of course, we have the postgame show. We're hoping that we'll be able to talk to Coach Tyler Jones. We expect him to come by for a brief chat. As the ball comes in the backcourt to Brecker. He'll get it up across the timeline with 33 seconds to play. Down low comes to Hess. Hess wants to turn, give it up, so he'll pass it back out to Harris, back to Knapp. Knapp will back the ball back out again, back over to Palmer. Palmer will give it back out top to Harris, 17 seconds on the clock. Back to Knapp, back out top to Hammonds again. Just satisfied just to let the clock run as Hammonds takes a peek to see how much time's left. 7, 6, Knapp holds on to it. A little crossover to get away from Michigan. Back to Harris with 2, with 1, and this one will go in the books. A running clock in the fourth quarter was the only thing that keeps Preston from scoring 20 or more in all 4 quarters tonight, as they end up winning this one by the final score of 76-39. We'll come back to the post-game wrap right after this.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by West Motors, with Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram trucks all available right here in Preston. Franklin County Medical Center, with the finest care you'll find in all of the Cache Valley. Stokes Market True Value, the big city market with small town friendliness. By Ralph's Construction, building custom homes in the Blue Sage Park community in Preston. By Webb Funeral Home, just off Highway 91 at the south end of Preston. By Hawaiian Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. Come try the best Hawaiian food right here in Preston. By Naylor Insurance, for life, home, and auto insurance from Mutual of Enumclaw on State Street in Preston. By Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. By Idaho Salvage, where you can turn your scrap metals into cash. By Preston Auto Parts CarQuest on State Street in downtown Preston. By Valley Implement. By S&T Electric. And by MyLocalRadio.com. Now, stay tuned for the postgame show. Coming right up.
When the time finally comes to deliver your new little one, the comforts of home are vital. Franklin County Medical Center understands, and that's why the new maternity suites are designed with a warm family atmosphere, spacious rooms complete with sleeping accommodations for your partner, and state-of-the-art birthing equipment. At Franklin County Medical Center, your new arrival will be welcomed into the world safely, and the expert staff will ensure you're relaxed and comfortable. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
After a big win on the road at Twin Falls, the Great Basin Conference 10 leading Preston Lady Indians return home on Thursday to host the annual Indians Classic Basketball Tournament. Great teams be coming to Preston to be part of all the excitement in this year's tournament. The Lady Indians will face Snake River in the opening round of the tournament, and you can catch all the action starting with the pregame show at 7:45 on Thursday night on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Are you looking for a different kind of spot for lunch, dinner, or to do catering for your next event? Then try the Island Bowl Grill inside Poppin' Pins right here in Preston. At Island Bowl Grill, they have the best Hawaiian fare in the area. The combination of teriyaki and Korean influences can only be described in one way: mouth-watering. Offering 3 different catering options, Island Bowl Grill can host your next party in-house at Poppin' Pins Bowling Center. You can pick up for takeout, or they can come right to your house and prepare the food on site for your next party. What could be easier? Go to poppinpins.com for more information on Island Bowl Grill, or call 208-425-6128. Poppin' Pins Bowling Center, 411 South US Highway 91 in Preston.
Across the FM airwaves, we're heard at 105.5. On the far-reaching AM dial, we're at 1340. And on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Wherever you find us, we are KACH, Preston, Smithfield.
This is the Preston Indians postgame show. Coming up, we'll recap tonight's game, take a look at the final stats, and a look at other games from around the area on the Ron Keller Tire scoreboard. Well, we welcome you back here to the postgame show after the Preston Indians opened their 2019-2020 season in style with a 63-39 victory here today. They came out and really showed what their makeup could be, again, potentially could be another run to a state tournament again against the Shelley Russet team that's young, maybe a little inexperienced, but still trying to grow, although now they've lost 26 games in a row.
Yeah, certainly the opponents will get tougher. I think Nampa was picked to finish either 3rd or 4th in their conference, the 4A SIC over in Boise. Nampa, size-wise, would be a 5A, but they're down in 4A due to the rule that was passed. And but then we get Mountain Home, who had a lot of athletes when we saw them here last year. So it'll be interesting to see how we do going forward. But in terms of the lid lifter tonight, what a great performance by the Indians. You got everything in that you wanted. You got your starters, some good run, and they played well. You got your younger guys, a lot of good minutes, and you couldn't ask for a better start to the season that way.
Everything seemed to work well. They ran the floor well. They ran the offense well when they needed to. The press worked very well. They had a number of steals on the press so far here tonight in the game. And the free throw shooting, along with the field goal shooting, lights out. They shot very well.
Yeah, really shot very well. And I guess my stat of the game on that one, Dan, of the Indians, I've got them going 11 for 19 on three-pointers tonight.
Wow.
Outstanding percentage from the three-point line. There were at least 3 guys, I think, 3 of the Indians who came in, and their only field goal of the night was a three-pointer. They went 1 for 1 from the three-point line. So great night shooting all the way around from the Indians. And as you say, one thing you like about this Indians team, this version, is they can play fast with those guards who can really get out and run, or if you get into a half-court masher, you've got Ty, a big guy in the post, who can really do a good job for down on the post. Not that Ty can't run.
Right.
In fact, he had a beautiful assist out in the middle of the floor to Luke Smaley on a fast break here tonight. But But, you know, I think you can play either fast or slow with this group of Indians.
Yep, so they win it handily, 76-39. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, check the stats. Still hoping to have Coach Jones come by and visit with us as well. We'll do all that as we continue right after this timeout.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Welcome to West Motor Ford. We love happy customers. With multiple financing options, it's easy to drive your new vehicle home. We offer a full line of new Fords and a constantly changing pre-owned vehicle inventory. Our service department is top-notch with technicians trained for everything from routine maintenance to major repairs. With a large selection of parts and accessories, including tires, we've got you covered. So come in and let us turn up your happy meter. Visit West Motor Ford in Preston today.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock, stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
76-39, Preston wins it tonight. Still waiting to see Coach Jones come out of the locker room. Still in there chatting with the team after the big win here on opening night. Let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the stats here.
Yeah, for the
scoring.
Preston Indians, you know, as you mentioned, Dan Boy, shot the ball really well. Team totals, I've got the Indians going 16 for 20 on two-pointers for a very impressive 80% night. 11 for 19 on threes and 13 for 17 on free throws. Individual scoring, Ty Hyde, I've got him going 6 for 6 from the field for 12 points. Luke Smaley went 6 for 8 on twos, 1 for 3 on threes, and 6 for 7 from the line for 21 points. Scott Dunn, 2 for 4 on two-point field goals, 2 for 6 on three-point field goals, and 4 for 4 from the line for 14 points. Garrett Ward took and made a three-pointer for 3 points. Brecker Knapp took and made a three-pointer for 3 points. Hammond's had an unusual stat line, Dan. He did not attempt a two-point field goal. I've got him 5 for 7 on three-point field goals and 2 for 2 from the line for 17 points. Again, to score 17 without a two-point field goal bucket, an unusual line, but a great line for Gabe. Hess scores. Braden Hess, he played and didn't score. He goes 0 for 1 from the free throw line. Kol Harris, 2 for 2 from the field, 1 for 3 from the line for 5 points. And Benson Palmer got his first taste of varsity action, came in and he took and made a three-pointer for 3 points. So again, the Indians outscore the Russets on the night 76-39. Outscored them in every quarter except for the fourth. Again, the fourth we had our backups in. Weren't really trying very hard to score, truth be told, but we finished 76-39, a big win here at home for the Preston Indians.
Quickly, Shelley, they were led by Keegan Hollist, who had a dozen points in the game. Braxton Miskin had 10 points in the game. That's really the only two stat lines of note for the Shelley Russets. Did they really go 2 for 3 from the free throw line in the game?
Shelley?
Yeah. You didn't keep Shelley?
I didn't keep theirs,
okay.
Sorry.
I had him making 2 out of 3 free throws in the entire game.
I don't recall them shooting very many free throws.
Wow.
It could be.
That's an incredible stat indeed here tonight for the Indians, allowing only Shelley to get 3 free throws. Of course, you know, they're mainly a jump shooting team. If you don't foul the jump shooters, they live and die by the jumper.
Yep. And that's partly a function of younger players on Shelley needing to learn how to finish stronger at the rim and draw that contact. There's an art to drawing contact as you finish, and something they'll probably learn as they progress through up to their senior year.
Indeed there is. Well, we'll take our last time out. We're still trying to wait and see if Coach Jones will make it out here to chat with us. We'll take a time out and come back a little bit more right after this.
KACH, mylocalradio.com.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH. 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 MyLocalRadio.com.
In Franklin County, they know it's what's on the inside that really matters. That's why they offer advanced radiology and imaging using the latest in technology, performing x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, nuclear testing, ultrasounds, mammography, and much more, right in Preston, Idaho. With short wait times and a highly skilled staff available around the clock, they'll help you reach a diagnosis quicker. Make sure your doctor knows you want to save time and money closer to home. Let them be the next to take your picture. Franklin County Medical Center, where hospitality and excellence meet.
The holidays are a special time, filled with delicious meals, savory meats, desserts, candies, and hot apple cider. The team at Stokes Market and True Value in Preston wish you and yours a delicious holiday season filled with happiness. Visit us today for all the ingredients for your special recipes. Shop the wide selection of holiday gifts for everyone on your list. Stokes Market and True Value, 217 South State Street, Preston. We thank you for your patronage.
Webb Funeral Home, established in Preston in 1925, has served the needs of Franklin County families and their neighbors for several generations. Now in their modern new full-service facilities just off Highway 91 south of Preston, Webb Funeral Home continues to offer caring and professional services to all residents of the area in their time of need. Funeral directors Douglas Webb, Ron Smaley, and Jordan Webb, along with aftercare specialist Jody Rasmussen, thank you for your trust in them and welcome your questions and concerns anytime. A message from your friends at Webb Funeral Home.
KACH. KACH.
Well, it doesn't look like Coach Jones is going to make it out. He's still in the locker room talking to the team after the game. It took him a few minutes to get in after celebrating with the student body and the band, so it took them a few minutes to get back in the locker room. So Coach Jones is still talking to them. All in all, a well-rounded opening night.
Yeah, good balanced scoring, and you'd expect this to be led by Luke and Ty most nights in scoring, and Luke was certainly there tonight. But you like to see that balance, and when you play more guys, you should get that. And so good job there. And the Indians, as I understand it, are going to go as far as Twin Falls on Thursday, try to have a practice there, and they're going to head on over Friday. Of course, we have Nampa Friday night. And then that Mountain Home game is an afternoon game, I think 3 p.m. And as you mentioned, we'll catch it here on My Local Radio after the Utah State game.
It'll be a tape delay broadcast. It's hard to get a broadcast out of Mountain Home with some internet difficulties. So that game will have to be played on a tape delay basis after the Utah State game coming up on Saturday afternoon. We'll talk more about that as we work our way into toward the weekend. But for Preston, they've won their fourth straight opening night game as they beat Shelley here this evening, and they extend that home winning streak again. They've now won 29 straight here in Preston Gym.
I know that's a point of emphasis for Coach Jones and the other coaches. Protect that home turf, and boy, they've sure done a good job of it. And as we talked about a little bit next week with the, I think it's the 8th annual Preston Classic, if I remember the right number. We have some really good teams coming, and boy, that tournament has just been outstanding. The last several years, we've had some of the best teams in Idaho and some great Utah teams, and I think we've got a great lineup again for that next week.
We certainly do. And in fact, when they get back, Preston will open that game as they'll be facing Star Valley to open that tournament.
Star Valley, an athletic powerhouse out of Wyoming.
We're trying to vamp here a little bit there, as Coach Shumway says that Coach Jones will be out here in just a second. As we see the players now, it's just finally now starting to work their way out of the locker room.
File out.
So hopefully he'll be here with us coming up in just a second before we leave the air here this evening. But I was really impressed the way Preston came out. I was at practice yesterday, and Jones worked them hard yesterday afternoon. But they came out, and everything really seemed to work well. Really, Preston was clicking in all facets of the game.
Yeah, it's really helpful to have those kids come back who have that varsity experience, especially at your key positions of center and point guard. I think Luke and Ty are two of the best players of their positions in the state of Idaho for my money, and boy, great to have that luxury to have them be able to come out and play another year for the Indians. So looks like Tyler Jones making his way over here.
That's okay. As Coach Jones will join us here on the post-game show as I get the headset put on. And first of all, congratulations. It's quite a game to open up with.
Yeah, did some good things. You always want to come out and get a good start, especially at home, first game, and I thought we were able to do that. A lot of energy and came out flying around, got some easy buckets, and that was a great start tonight.
Yeah, we were looking at some shooting stats for you, Coach. Boy, the team shot really well tonight, and I don't know that you'll have a lot of games where you go 16 for 20 from the field and 11 for 19 on threes, but sure worked well tonight, and you got to be happy to get your younger guys some time, and those guys get a chance to play together, but your main guys also got some good run tonight.
Yeah, and you look down the line, everybody did some good things, and I thought our bench came in, hit some shots as well, and you got to enjoy those when the nights when shots are falling. But good first game, but this weekend's going to get a little harder. We're going to go on the road. We play Nampa High School Friday night up in Nampa, and they're projected to be one of the top couple teams in that conference. And then Saturday we have our league opener, and that's a double game at Mountain Home. And it's never easy to go on the road, so hopefully we can keep getting better, and this weekend have a good experience up there.
I was at practice yesterday, and you worked the guys hard. You really pushed them a little bit. You can certainly see that the time spent in practice really paid off today. Did you expect the performance that you got out of the team tonight?
Yeah, one thing we've really focused on, this year with our team is we think we're fast and we think we're long and we're pretty athletic. So what we want to do is really try to pressure teams, do a lot of press to try to get some easy buckets, and the first half we were able to do that, and it's just something with our kind of makeup of our team that I think we can do. And instead of just sitting back and letting it be a drag it out half court game, we want to try to get some easy buckets and put pressure on other teams, and I think that's something this year. If we can do that well, then I think it'll bode well for us.
Yeah, curious if you know too much at this point about Mountain Home. We saw them here last year, and boy, they had some athletes. They could really get up and down the floor and get up above the rim. In terms of the district opener, what do you know about Mountain Home?
Yeah, they have 3 starters back, and they're always quick and athletic, and so they have
Coach's son's a point guard.
Yeah, point guard, and he's a really quick, good little player. He's a sophomore only. Started last year as a freshman, and then they got a 6'6" kid down low, and then their shooting guard back too. So they got a lot of pieces back. On Friday at Nampa, they have one of the best players in 4A. He's a point guard. He was quarterback on their football team, and they beat Century in the quarterfinals, and they put up like 50-something points.
Estrada kid.
Yeah, he's an athlete, and he'll be their point guard, and he's a really good athlete. So it can be fun. Also, we always try each year to do a little team bond, go on a road trip, go stay in a hotel a couple nights, and try to get that chemistry. And if you do make it to a state tournament, you're going to have to do that and play a couple games in a row. So kind of do that early on every year to kind of get a little chemistry with us. So it'll be a fun weekend. I told them, great start, but you got to turn the page, and we got to get ready for that this weekend and just get better. We're early in the season and got a long way to go. So, but definitely some good things to build on.
Don't want to say the game was easy, but they're not all going to be like that.
No, for sure. And good teams, you got to win on the road. So this will be a great test for us early on, and then next weekend our tournament. Going to be a great weekend. We got some really good teams coming again, and we're excited for that next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday here in Preston.
Well, we appreciate you making time for us. Come out and chatting for a couple of minutes, and congratulations on the way to open the season.
Thank you. Appreciate what you guys do for us, and we're excited for a great year.
Thank you. We'll see you. We'll see you in Nampa coming up on Friday. That's Coach Jones visiting with us here after the game. Get any final thoughts there, Lyle, before we go?
As Coach Jones just said, great opening game, and Shelley will get better, and I think the game at Shelley will be a closer contest. Their bigs are young, and a lot of times with young players, you play a lot better at home than you do on the road. So, we'll see how we stack up against Nampa and Mountain Home, and hopefully come home with a couple victories here and be able to say that we started the season 3-0 by the time we get to Sunday.
Absolutely. So Coach Jones talked about it. The next game is coming up is Friday night, as the Preston Indians will be on the road for a couple of games. The first stop is in Nampa on Friday to take on the Nampa Bulldogs. Pregame 7:10, tip-off about 7:30. You can catch the game here on FM 105.5 and AM 1340 KACH and on the internet at mylocalradio.com. Our next broadcast is Thursday as the Lady Indians kick off the Indians Basketball Classic with their opening round game, as they will take on the Snake River Panthers coming up. A little bit later start in that one. The pregame show is at 7:40. That game will tip off at 8 p.m. So that'll wrap up the broadcast for tonight. The executive producer of Preston Broadcasting Sports is Val Cook. Our studio coordinator tonight has been John Beverly. We thank you for listening. For Lyle Fuller, I'm Dan Hubbard, reminding you of the final score as the Indians beat the Shelley Russets by the final score of 76-39. Until next time, we wish you a very pleasant good night from here in Preston.
Thank you for listening to the Preston Indians Postgame Show. This broadcast has been a production of Preston Broadcasting, LLC, and was intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Use of any portion of this production, its accounts or descriptions, in whole or in part, may not be used or rebroadcast without the express written permission of Preston Broadcasting, LLC.